Good evening and welcome to the 7th Annual Cox Communications Academic Challenge in partnership with the Escambia County School District and WSRE-TV. I'm Bill Willis, the moderator for tonight's match. Our judge this evening is Laura Colo, the K-12 reading specialist for the Escambia County School District. Our scorekeepers are Dr. Larry Reed, the fine arts specialist for the Escambia County School District, and Cindy Nixon, the education coordinator for the Cox Communications. Our timekeeper is Linda Thompson, the language arts specialist for the Escambia County School District. Competing this evening are Woodham High School and Milton High School. Both teams have already won one match. We'll have the players from Woodham introduce themselves.
Peter Botson, Mayor. Michael West.
Ryan Zimba.
Jessica Tarrant.
And the coach for Woodham High School is Kathy Bain. And now we'll have the players from Milton High School introduce themselves.
Austin Paget.
Adam Cottle.
Lauren Murphy.
Christy Scheller.
And the coach for Milton High School is Jeff Hitchcock. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages to get tonight's program underway.
I'm going to let you in on a fact here. Studies prove an arts education makes a sharper mind and a smarter student. So if I ever decide not to be an actress, I'll be able to take on anything I put my mind to. Science, math, music, and I'll blame it all on the arts. Find out more. Call Start Smart, a national campaign dedicated to getting the arts back in education.
Where do you go to find adventure? I'm Pat Murphy-Stark, and there's a new adventure every month on Education Showcase, the program that previews cable's best educational resources for home and the classroom. Feature stories, program previews, interactive websites. It's got everything you need to take kids on a learning adventure. Watch Education Showcase, a public service from this cable system.
Welcome back. Well, best of luck, teams. Here's our first toss-up question of the match. This short story illustrates in graphic terms the futility of human efforts to conquer nature. Set in the Klondike in winter, the story concerns a man who ignores warnings. Milton, Adam.
How to build a fire.
Incorrect. I'll repeat. This short story illustrates in graphic terms the futility of human efforts to conquer nature. Set in the Klondike in winter, the story concerns a man who ignores warnings and attempts to travel a great distance in the extreme cold. Although even his dog senses the folly of the journey, the man stubbornly refuses to believe in his own infallibility. His doom is sealed when, after getting his feet wet, he is unable to construct a blaze that might save his life. Name this story by Jack London. Woodham, Michael.
The Call of the Wild.
Incorrect. The title is To Build a Fire. Toss-up question. Which biological class contains cold-blooded animals that lay eggs with Woodham, Michael?
Reptilia.
That is correct. The first bonus is a visual. Please direct your attention to the monitor. And here is your question. What is the title of the painting that you see?
Guernica.
Correct. Give the name of the artist who painted Guernica.
Pablo Picasso.
That is correct for 20 points. Toss-up question. In which country would you find a huge desert called the Rub al-Khali, which means empty quarter? Woodham, Michael.
India.
Incorrect. Milton, Lauren.
Saudi Arabia.
That is correct. And here is your bonus. It is an audio bonus. Please listen carefully. Here is your first question. What is the title of this 1960s hit song?
Wild Thing.
Correct. And number two, what group had a big hit with Wild Thing in the 1960s?
The Kings.
Incorrect. It's the Trogs. 10 points on this bonus set. Toss-up question. Who in 1962 became the first African-American student to attend Woodham, Michael?
Meredith.
That is correct. And here is your bonus. Name the individual who received the 1999 Nobel Prize for Literature.
Gross.
Correct. Name the individual who received the 1999 Nobel Prize for Medicine who proposed, back in 1971, that each protein comes with a built-in chemical signal, a kind of zip code that tells it where it should, and who subsequently identified just such a signal peptide.
No answer.
The answer is Gunther Blobel. 10 points on the bonus set. Toss-up question. Asaph Hall has been credited with discovering the moons of what planet? Woodham Michael.
Saturn.
Incorrect. Milton Christie.
Pluto.
Incorrect. Mars. Toss-up question. Edward VI of England was the son of Henry VIII and of what woman? Milton Adam.
Anne.
Incorrect. Woodham Michael.
Catherine Parr.
Incorrect. Jane Seymour. Toss-up question. In what biological phylum would a sea nettle be classified? Woodham Michael.
Nadaria.
That is correct, and here is your bonus. The number of phosphate ions in the compound calcium phosphate is what?
4.
Incorrect. 2. What is the heaviest of the noble gases?
Radon.
That is correct for 10 points. Toss-up question. Thrust, transform, distributive, horizontal, and strike slip all are adjectives that describe what type of geologic feature? Milton Austin.
False.
That is correct, and here is your bonus. Number 1, name the French Impressionist artist who is noted for his Water Lilies series.
Van Gogh.
Incorrect. Claude Monet. Name the French Impressionist artist who painted Ballet Rehearsal.
No answer.
The answer is Edgar Degas. No points on this set. Toss-up question. What German word is the polite form of address for an unmarried woman equivalent to Miss? Milton Lauren.
Fraulein.
That is correct, and here is your bonus. Number 1, what is the capital of the South American nation of Ecuador?
Quito.
Correct. What is the capital of the South American nation of Colombia?
Bogota.
That is correct for 20 points. Toss-up question. He was born in 1863 and he married for love. His wife Sophie was not of an appropriate social rank, and so to marry Woodham Peter.
Archduke Ferdinand.
That is correct. Here is your bonus. Name the following alkaline earth metals. Number 1, used in flash bulbs because it burns with a bright flame.
Magnesium.
Correct. Its sulfate is used when taking x-rays of the digestive tract.
Barium.
That is correct for 20 points. Toss-up question. What is the international unit for measuring the intensity of x-rays or gamma rays? Woodham Michael.
Becquerel.
Incorrect. The answer is Röntgen. Toss-up question. What two-word name is given to the island group of the West Indies consisting of Cuba, Jamaica, Hispaniola, and Puerto Rico? Milton Adam.
The Greater Antilles.
That is correct, and here is your team's bonus. Name the French novelist who wrote both The Hunchback of Notre Dame and Les Miserables.
Victor Hugo.
Correct. Name the French author who wrote Democracy in America. The answer is Alexis de Tocqueville. You've answered one correctly for 10 points. Toss-up question. Name the poisonous, oily alkaloid found in the leaves, roots, and seeds of the tobacco plant. Woodham Michael.
Nicotine.
That is correct, and here's your team's bonus. Name the following alkaline metals. Number 1, the lightest metal.
Lithium.
Correct. The metal in baking soda. The answer is sodium. You've answered one correctly for 10 points. Toss-up question. Which U.S. Speaker of the House had a first name which is also the name for any small, brightly colored salamanders? Woodham, Peter.
Newt Gingrich.
That is correct, and here is your bonus. Give the first and last names of the woman who presently serves as the Attorney General of the United States.
Janet Reno.
Correct. Give the first and last names of the woman who presently serves as the Secretary of Health and Human Services. The answer is Donna Shalala. 10 points on this bonus set. Toss-up question. In what European country would you find the city of Oporto? Milton, Adam.
Portugal.
That is correct, and here is your team's bonus. Number 1, who directed the movie Edward Scissorhands?
Tim Burton.
Correct. Who directed the movie Amistad?
Bill Werg.
Incorrect. Steven Spielberg. You've answered one correctly for 10 points. Toss-up question. The name for this disease comes from the hero of a poem by Girolamo Fracastoro. Name this infectious chronic venereal disease caused by a spirochete. Woodham, Michael.
Syphilis.
That is correct, and here is your bonus. Who composed the Nutcracker Suite?
Tchaikovsky.
Correct. Who composed the musical work entitled The Planets?
Mozart.
Incorrect. Gustav Holst. 10 points on the bonus. Toss-up question. In what 1521 diet was Martin Luther formally condemned as a heretic? Milton, Adam.
Worms.
That is correct, and here is your bonus. Given an idea propounded by a philosopher, name him. Number 1, cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am.
René Descartes.
Correct. The will to power, Übermensch. The answer is Friedrich Nietzsche. You've answered one correctly for 10 points. Well, we've reached the half. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages with a halftime score.
Where do you go to find adventure? I'm Pat Murphy Stark, and there's a new adventure every month on Education Showcase, the program that previews cable's best educational resources for home and the classroom. Feature stories, program previews, interactive websites. It's got everything you need to take kids on a learning adventure. Watch Education Showcase, a public service from this cable system.
For 10 years, the cable industry has been helping teachers teach through cable in the classroom. It's cable in the classroom. All the great things that cable can be in the classroom. It's free to schools, commercial-free, and it's educational. There's a great, big, wonderful world out there, and cable in the classroom brings it into the classroom. I wish they had it when I was a kid.
Cable in the Classroom is a public service of Cox Communications.
Welcome back. The official halftime score, Woodham 160, Milton 120. Woodham has made 4 substitutions. We'll let them introduce themselves.
Jesse Morrows.
Johnny Hutchinson.
Carl Bunch.
John Hodgson.
And Milton High School has made 2 substitutions. Our first substitution is,
Rachel Gillis.
and also from Milton High School,
Laura Solari.
welcome players. Good luck. Here's our first toss-up question of the second half. Listen carefully to this list of World War II leaders: Franklin Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, Adolf Hitler, Hideki Tojo, and Joseph Stalin. Which of those leaders outlived all the Woodham, Johnny.
Stalin.
That is incorrect. Milton, Adam.
Churchill.
That is correct. And here is your bonus. It's a visual. Please direct your attention to the monitor. Here is your question. What is the title of this painting? The answer is The Death of Socrates. Number 2, name the artist who painted it. The answer is Jacques-Louis David. No points on this bonus set. Toss-up question. For what movie did Whoopi Goldberg win an Oscar as Best Supporting Actress for playing a medium who helps the Woodham, Johnny?
Ghost.
That is correct. And your bonus is in audio. Please listen carefully.
There's a crazy little shack beyond the tracks. And everybody calls it the
And here is your question. What is the title of this 1960s hit song?
Sugar Shack.
That is correct. And number 2, what individual had a big hit with Sugar Shack in the 1960s?
Buddy Holly.
Incorrect. Jimmy Gilmer. 10 points on this bonus set. Toss-up question. One New York Times art critic called this American artist the Rembrandt of Pumpkin Creek. His paintings were intended primarily for reproduction. Woodham, Johnny.
Rockwell.
That is correct. And here is your bonus. Identify the women who wrote the following works. Number 1, Pride and Prejudice.
Jane Austen.
Correct. Frankenstein.
Shelley.
That is also correct for 20 points. Toss-up question. What famed world-class violinist died at the age of 83 on March 12, 1999? Woodham, Johnny.
Menuhin.
That is correct. And here is your bonus. What type of symmetry is found in flatworms?
Bilateral.
Correct. Most reptiles have hearts with how many chambers?
3.
Correct. 20 points on your bonus. Toss-up question. Who has written the bestseller, O is for Outlaw? Woodham, Johnny.
Sue Grafton.
Correct. Here is your bonus. What post-World War II First Lady is known to have consulted astrologers in regards to her husband's schedule?
Nancy Reagan.
Correct. What 19th century First Lady is known to have invited mediums to the White House to conduct seances?
Lincoln.
That is correct for 20 points. Toss-up question. Whose newest CD is When the Pawn Hits? Woodham, Johnny.
311.
Incorrect. The answer is Fiona Apple. Toss-up question. The Cape Fear River is the longest river located entirely in what state? Woodham, Johnny.
North Carolina.
Correct. Here is your bonus. In what century did the 100 Years' War begin?
14th.
Correct. In what century did the 30 Years' War begin?
17th.
That is also correct for 20 points. Toss-up question. Name the lively French dance marked chiefly by high kicking in Milton, Adam.
Can.
That is correct, and here is your bonus. What book immediately follows the book of Psalms in the Old Testament?
Proverbs.
Correct. What book immediately precedes Jeremiah in the Old Testament?
Isaiah.
That is also correct for 20 points. Toss-up question. What is the term in science for the measure of disorder within a system? Woodham, Johnny.
Entropy.
That is correct. Here is your bonus. What first-row transition metal is a component of vitamin B12?
Cobalt.
Correct. What is the oxidation number for the cuprous ion?
+1.
That is also correct for 20 points. Toss-up question. According to Greek mythology, what woman was responsible for releasing all Milton, Adam?
Pandora.
That is correct, and here is your bonus. What American poet wrote the poem To Helen?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Correct. What American poet wrote the poem The Road Not Taken?
Robert Frost.
That is also correct for 20 points. Toss-up question. What is the fractional name of the compromise at the Woodham, Johnny?
3/5 compromise.
That is correct, and here is your bonus. Giuseppe Zangara attempted to assassinate what president-elect of the United States in a park in Miami Beach?
Franklin Roosevelt.
Correct. 2 years after Giuseppe Zangara's failed attempt on the life of President-elect Franklin Delano Roosevelt, what U.S. senator from Louisiana was mortally wounded in the Louisiana state capitol in Baton Rouge?
Huey P. Long.
That is correct for 20 points. Toss-up question. What do Muslims call God? Woodham, Johnny.
Allah.
That is correct. Here is your bonus. Who composed the music for the opera Aida?
Verdi.
Correct. Who composed the music for the opera Don Giovanni?
Mozart.
That is also correct for 20 points. Toss-up question. Most of the battles of the 30 Years' War were fought in the territory of what modern country? Woodham, Johnny.
Germany.
Correct. Here is your bonus. Identify the countries of which the following women were prime minister. Number 1, Margaret Thatcher.
Great Britain.
Correct. Number 2, Kim Campbell.
Canada.
That is also correct for 20 points. Toss-up question. What is the Latin name for the constellation whose English name is Large Dog? Woodham, Johnny.
Canis Major.
That is correct. Here is your bonus. Name the scientist who discovered the mathematical law of electric currents and for whom the unit of electrical resistance was named.
Ohm.
Correct. Name the scientist who won the 1929 Nobel Prize in Physics for his theory of the wave nature of electrons.
De Broglie.
That is also correct for 20 points. Toss-up question. From 1943 to 1955, he was the governor of New York. Woodham, Johnny.
Smith.
I'll repeat. From 1943 to 1955, he was the governor of New York. Name this Republican presidential candidate defeated in his first bid for the presidency by Franklin Delano Roosevelt and in his second bid by Harry S. Truman. Milton, Adam.
Wendell Wilkie.
Incorrect. Thomas Dewey. Toss-up question. What country forms the largest portion of Bolivia's border? Woodham, Johnny.
Chile.
Incorrect. Milton, Adam.
Argentina.
Incorrect. Brazil. Toss-up question. The global death toll from AIDS last year was 2.6 million. About 85% of those deaths. Woodham, Johnny.
Africa.
That is correct. And here is your bonus. George W. Bush should take comfort in the fact that many presidents of the United States have often served as governor prior to being elected to the presidency. For 10 points each, identify the state of which each of the following men were governor prior to their tenure in the White House. Number 1, Woodrow Wilson.
New Jersey.
Correct. Number 2, Calvin Coolidge.
Massachusetts.
That is also correct for 20 points. Toss-up question. The biological class Crinoidea is in which phylum? Woodham, Johnny.
Echinodermata.
That is correct. Here is your bonus. Name the 20th century playwright who wrote the following plays. Number 1, Waiting for Godot.
Beckett.
Correct. Number 2, Rhinoceros.
Ionesco.
That is also correct for 20 points. Toss-up question. What Illinois governor was twice defeated in the 1950s in his bid? Woodham, Johnny.
Stevenson.
That is correct. Here is your bonus. In what year did King John of England sign the Magna Carta?
1215.
Correct. Name the meadow located on the Thames River west of London that is the site of King John's signing of the Magna Carta.
Runnymede.
That is also correct for 20 points. Toss-up question. To what Oklahoma city would you have to travel to visit Oral Roberts University? Milton, Adam.
Oklahoma City.
Incorrect. Woodham, Johnny.
Benton.
Incorrect. Tulsa. Toss-up question. Well, that's the end of the match. We'll be right back after these messages with the final score.
For 10 years.